What if I told you that the music you're listening to right now is part of the most expensive chess game ever played? A game where every song, every playlist, and even every shuffle is a calculated move in a battle worth billions. By the time this video ends, Spotify will have processed over 30 million songs played worldwide. But behind those familiar green play buttons lies a web of psychological manipulation and digital warfare that changed how humanity consumes music forever. Stay until the end, because I'll reveal the controversial algorithm that Spotify used to literally hack human psychology, a system so effective that it's now being studied by addiction researchers. Chapter 1: The Swedish Gambit. In 2006, while Apple was busy selling iPods, a small team in Stockholm saw something nobody else did. They realized that the future of music wasn't about owning songs, it was about accessing them. But here's the brilliant part. They didn't just predict the future, they manipulated it. Think of it like this. Apple was selling people fish, while Spotify was quietly building an ocean. Daniel Ek, Spotify's founder, had a radical idea. Instead of fighting music piracy like everyone else, why not study how pirates behaved? What they discovered would change everything. Pirates weren't just stealing music, they were creating the most efficient music distribution system ever made. Chapter 2: The Freemium Revolution. What's the longest you've gone using Spotify's free version before finally giving in to premium? Drop it in the comments below, because what I'm about to reveal might explain why you couldn't resist. Spotify's masterstroke wasn't technology, it was psychology. They created what experts now call the freemium trap. Here's how it works. First, they give you everything for free, but with just enough inconvenience to make you crave more. Those ads between songs, they're not random. They're precisely timed to break your musical flow, creating an emotional need for premium. It's like giving someone a taste of paradise, then charging them for the full experience. And the genius part, you'll thank them for taking your money. Chapter 3: The Data Dynasty. While Apple was focused on selling songs, Spotify was collecting something far more valuable: behavioral data. Every skip, every repeat, every shuffle became a data point in the most extensive music behavior study ever conducted. By 2015, Spotify wasn't just streaming music. They were processing over 100 billion data points per day. To put that in perspective, that's more data about music preferences than had been collected in the entire history of the music industry. Apple was playing checkers with download numbers, while Spotify was playing 4D chess with human psychology. Chapter 4: The Playlist Paradigm. This is where Spotify's strategy gets devious. They didn't just create playlists, they engineered emotional dependencies. Their Discover Weekly algorithm isn't just suggesting music, it's learning your emotional patterns. Internal documents show that Spotify can predict your mood with 85% accuracy just by analyzing your listening patterns. They know when you're sad, when you're working out, even when you're likely to fall in love. Think about it. What other company knows exactly what you want to hear before you even know you want to hear it? Chapter 5: The Artist Alliance. Here's where Spotify outmaneuvered Apple completely. While Apple treated artists like suppliers, Spotify turned them into partners, but with a twist that would make Machiavelli proud. They created Spotify for Artists, a platform giving musicians detailed analytics about their listeners. Sounds generous, right? But here's the catch. This data became so valuable that artists couldn't afford not to be on Spotify, even if they wanted to protest the low royalty rates. It's like they gave artists a pair of golden handcuffs and convinced them it was jewelry. Chapter 6: The Social Symphony. Now this is where things get fascinating. Spotify understood something Apple missed entirely. Music isn't just about listening, it's about sharing. They integrated social features so deeply that they created what psychologists call social FOMO, the fear of missing out on music your friends are discovering. Every shared playlist, every collaborative session, every friend activity feed created invisible threads binding users to the platform. While Apple was building a music store, Spotify was building a music society. Chapter 7: The Algorithm Advantage. Remember that controversial algorithm I mentioned? It's called the bandwagon effect engine. Here's how it works. Spotify doesn't just recommend music you might like. It creates artificial popularity peaks by subtly pushing the same songs to similar user groups simultaneously. They use a system called collaborative filtering on steroids. It doesn't just match you with similar users. It creates waves of popularity that feel organic but are actually engineered. This is why you sometimes feel like everyone's listening to the same song at once, because they are by design. It's not just predicting trends, it's manufacturing them. Chapter 8: The Future Frequency. But here's what's truly mind-blowing. Music streaming was just the beginning. Spotify is now using their behavioral data to expand into something much bigger. In 2023, leaked documents showed Spotify's Project Olympus, a plan to use their understanding of audio consumption patterns to dominate the entire audio industry, from audiobooks to AI-generated content. They're not just changing how we listen to music, they're changing how we consume all audio content forever. There's an old Swedish proverb that says, "The best place to hide is in plain sight." While everyone was watching Apple's flashy product launches, Spotify built an empire not just of music, but of minds. The next time you hit play on Spotify, remember, you're not just listening to music. You're participating in the most sophisticated behavioral experiment in human history.